Hello, and welcome back to Arise and Learn English. Today I want to share a very special story with you. This is not just a story about learning a language. It is a story about change, growth, and transformation. It is the story of how English changed my life forever, how I went from zero to fluent, and how you too can achieve the same success. This is a Level 3 English story, which means it is perfect for intermediate learners. So, if you are learning English right now, listen carefully. You will hear new words, useful expressions, and most importantly, you will hear how one decision, the decision to learn English, can open doors you never imagined possible. When I was young, English was like a mystery to me. At school, I learned some words, but they didn't stay in my head. I could memorize grammar rules for a test, but after the exam, I forgot everything. Whenever I heard people speaking English, it felt like music. Beautiful, but too fast and impossible to understand. I remember thinking to myself, maybe English is only for intelligent people. Maybe it's not for me. In my town, most people didn't speak English. We had local shops, local schools, and local jobs. I thought I would live my whole life without ever needing English. But then something happened that changed my perspective completely. One day, when I was about 15 years old, I was walking through the market. Suddenly, a tourist stopped me. He smiled and asked me in English, "Excuse me, where is the bus station?" I understood his question, but I could not answer. My mouth was dry. My brain was empty. I wanted to help him, but no words came out. Finally, I just pointed with my finger and said, "Bus, there." The tourist smiled politely and walked away. But inside, I felt terrible. I felt embarrassed, small, and powerless. That night, I couldn't sleep. I thought again and again about that moment. Why couldn't I say a simple sentence in English? Why did I feel so afraid? I realized something important. English was not just a school subject. English was power. English was opportunity. If I wanted to grow, to travel, to meet people from around the world, I needed this language. That night, I made a decision. I will learn English, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how long it takes. At first, it was very hard. I started with grammar books, but I became frustrated quickly. I tried to memorize vocabulary lists, but the words disappeared from my memory after a few days. I watched English movies, but I could not understand much. Many times I felt like giving up. But then I realized something very important. English is not learned in one big step. It is learned in many small steps. Like building a house, you must put one brick at a time. So, I changed my method. I started reading short, simple stories. These were called graded readers. The sentences were easy, and the stories were interesting. I still remember the first story I finished. It was about a boy who wanted to be a football player. The grammar was simple, the vocabulary was basic, but finishing that story gave me so much confidence. I told myself, if I can read one story, I can read another. Soon, I was reading a story every day. Each time, I learned 5 or 6 new words. Slowly, English words stopped being strangers and started becoming friends. Then I moved on to speaking practice. At the beginning, I had no one to talk to, so I spoke to myself. Yes, I know it sounds funny, but it worked. I stood in front of the mirror and described what I was doing. For example, I said, I am brushing my teeth. I am putting on my shoes. I am leaving the house. Little by little, my tongue became comfortable with English words. I even started talking to my pets in English. My cat did not understand me, but that didn't matter. I was practicing. Later, I found language partners online. At first, I was terrified. I thought, what if they laugh at my mistakes? What if I cannot understand them? But the truth is, most people were kind and patient. They encouraged me, and they corrected me gently. Each conversation made me braver. Each conversation made me stronger. One of the most powerful experiences in my journey happened at a seminar. There was a speaker from another country, and the whole event was in English. At first, I was nervous. I thought, I will not understand anything. But to my surprise, I understood almost everything. I listened carefully, and when the speaker asked if anyone had a question, something inside me said, "This is your chance." My heart was beating fast, but I raised my hand and asked a question in English. The whole room became silent for a moment, and then the speaker smiled and answered me. Everyone clapped. At that moment, I realized that I had crossed a line. I was no longer a beginner. I was a person who could use English in real life. From that point, everything changed. Because of English, I got better job opportunities. I could read international books and research. I could travel to new countries and communicate with people from different cultures. I could make friends across the world. I even helped others in my community to learn English. But the most important change was inside me. English gave me confidence. It made me believe that if I can learn a global language, I can achieve anything I set my mind to. English showed me that I was capable of growth and that my dreams were possible. Now, maybe you are listening to this story and thinking, that's great for you, but can I really do it? My answer is yes. If I could start from zero and become fluent, then you can too. The secret is not talent. The secret is consistency. Practice a little every day. Read simple stories. Write short paragraphs. Speak, even if you are afraid. Use tools like ChatGPT to practice conversation, get corrections, and build your vocabulary. You don't need to be perfect. You only need to keep going. Remember, English is not just a language. It is a bridge to a better future. It is a tool that connects you to the world. It changes how people see you, but more importantly, it changes how you see yourself. For me, English changed my life forever. From zero to fluent, from shy to confident, from local to global. And I believe, with patience and practice, English can change your life too. Thank you so much for listening to my story. I hope it gave you motivation and courage to continue your own journey. If you enjoyed the story and want more inspiring lessons to improve your English, please like, share, and subscribe to Arise and Learn English. Remember, your English journey is not a race. Take one step every day, and one day you will look back and see how far you have come. See you in the next video, and until then, keep practicing, keep believing, and never give up.